Good morning, friends. My name is Jim Hoffman. I have the privilege of being senior pastor here at St. John's United Methodist Church in Kansas City. I wanted to take a moment to share with you about our upcoming sermon series. Originally, we had announced that we were going to launch a new series titled Love Is. It's a wonderful series that we've been planning for, but in the last few days, the Spirit has moved, and it doesn't feel like that's quite the right series for us at this time. I was in a clergy group recently, and we read a scripture. It was the Emmaus Road account. And you might remember that in the Emmaus Road account, these two disciples are leaving Jerusalem, heading back to Emmaus, and they're curious about what's going on. They're distraught over what happened. All of a sudden, a third traveler joins them and asks them what they're intently discussing, and they say, "Where have you been? Have you not heard what has happened to Jesus in Jerusalem?" They begin to recount the story to him, if you remember, right? They tell him about the fact that Jesus has been betrayed and beaten and crucified. And then in the Gospel of Luke, in the Common English Version of the Bible, it says these three words: "But there's more." They wanted to share more of the story with this traveler with them. That's going to be our next series that we're going to launch this coming Sunday. It is titled, "But There Is More," because there is more. There's more to your story. There's more to my story. There's more to the story of Jesus. If you think about what we've just experienced, right? The season of Lent is 40 days in which we either give up something for Lent or we start a new discipline. We come to Palm Sunday and we celebrate Palm Sunday and the entrance of Jesus into Jerusalem. We come to Easter Sunday and we celebrate the resurrection. And then the Monday after, we go back to business as usual. We go back to our lives as normal. It's as if the only thing that's left over after Easter is some candy and ham, but no residual effect of the story itself. There is more to the story. There is more than just Jesus walking with the disciples on the road to Emmaus. There is a moment where he visits them in a room where they are closed in and they are afraid. There's a moment where he visits with the one that does not want to believe until he can touch the hands of Jesus and the scars in his side. There's a moment where Jesus dines with his disciples on the seashore of Galilee, and he feeds them fish and bread and calls them to serve. There's a time where Jesus spends on the mount with them and reminds them of their commission and sends them forth into the world to preach the good news. There is more to the story, a story that should impact our hearts and lives. And that's what we're going to do, is we're going to tell some of those stories, and we're going to think about the implications for each and every one of us, particularly during this time, because this time is an opportunity for us to reassess our lives and to think, is there more? I believe there is. So I invite you to come and join us for our next series, But There's More. Begins this Sunday. 10:45 is our worship time on Sunday morning. You can find us online at stjohnsumc.org. There will be links to take you to either our Facebook page or our web page where we use an online streaming service. And so I want to invite you to come and join us this Sunday as we launch this new series, because I believe that there is more to our lives, especially in this time where we can assess what's going on. There could be more for each and every one of us post this pandemic. Let's join together and let's learn what that could be for each of us.